The sounds are coming from the backyard. The melodious, rich laughter of two children, occasionally yelling and screeching in excitement like squirrels fighting over a freshly cracked pine cone. Mixed in with the gaiety were sounds of sharp creaks of an aged trampoline as the two tumbed around playfully and bounced their weightless selves toward the sky. One was a young boy who had a goofy grin and a noticeable crinkle around his eyes, and the other was a young girl who had a set of small, blinking crystal eyes and untamable, straw-colored hair that would simply not stay flat. This was 8-year-old Mandy and her little brother Carson, who were siblings that belonged to the Gambles next door. We first met the Gambles when we moved to Mountain View last year. In the eyes of an outsider, they seemed to operate like a typical family. The kids play sports on weekdays, the parents cook dinner as the kids watch TV together, the family visit relatives on weekends, and more. However, I came to learn that despite the veneer, their family was not ordinary. The parents had very unique jobs. Christine, Mandy's mother, was an ex-firefighter but currently worked as a coroner, and Jason, Mandy's father, was a brave and reliable police officer. To be honest, our family felt some sort of security living next to them. But as time passed and I started to see them more and more frequently, I could not help but start thinking, a family with the parent working in law enforcement had to be different. There had to be things beneath the surface. How are they, a police family, any different than ours? With a quick dial of 911, we expect someone to immediately respond to our emergency, EMTs to come and whisk away our loved ones to a hospital, and composed police officers to bring order and peace. We expect these people to serve us and act professionally, collected, and capable. There are over 750,000 police officers in the U.S. today. It seems difficult enough to maintain a family with the usual pressures a career in the law enforcement has, which include long hours, shift work, and emotional stress. These jobs also involve carrying a responsibility to watch over community. Children of police officers don't have it much easier. Their relationship with the parent becomes like a trampoline net, something with both the potential to protect, yet also with the potential to entangle. Through talking and understanding a child of a police family, I have started to develop a better understanding of how the Gambles make it all work at this point in time. Here are some specifics about Mandy. She's entering 3rd grade at Stevenson Elementary School, just located a block away from her house. She weighs 74 pounds and is 4 foot 4 inches tall, which is pretty tall for an 8-year-old. When she lines up next to her classmates, her blonde head sticks up above the rest, and together their heads look like a line on an electrocardiogram. Her tangled blonde hair always frames her square reddish face, and her clear blue eyes reflect the light. She has long arms and long legs, which benefit her during soccer practice, and her piccolo-like voice is always mixed in with a little bit of laughter. Mandy's goal in life is to
accomplish everything I need to accomplish,
which at this point of time is to complete homework in order to have more time to play on the trampoline with her brother, read The Adventures of Judy Moody, or watch anything on TV as long as it doesn't have swear words. One Saturday morning in the blinding morning sunshine, I had the opportunity to observe Mandy's soccer team, the Red Stars, face off against the Palo Alto Blue team at a nearby elementary school. After 40 long minutes of cheering and swearing from parents and shouting from both coaches, the referee blew his whistle to signal the end. Unfortunately, the Red Stars lost. This was their 3rd consecutive loss of the season, making it now impossible to compete for the league title. The coach leaned down, put his arms around the gathered girls, and gave some encouraging words before dismissing them. Mandy's slender legs swiftly walked towards the parents, and her red uniform glistened in the light. No words were spoken.
Well, that's the way sports are. You don't always win all the time, but no matter what, Mandy will always have a smile on her face,
explained Jason. True to Jason's words, when she got in the car with a teammate, her face brightened as she returned to her talkative and optimistic self. Being on a sports team has taught her the importance of teamwork and support. But more importantly, it taught her the pain of losing and the fact that it just happens and there's no point in dwelling in it. Though still very young, Mandy has an unmatched maturity. Though she may still believe in Santa, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy, she knows that the world is not a kind place. She knows that deaths and suicides occur frequently, even just in the Bay Area. She knows because of what her parents have shared with her. This doesn't mean that Jason and Christine aren't careful about what they share. They believe that their kids have the right to know what they do, and they share when asked. Christine comments that,
I think as they get older, they can sort of know more exact specifics about specifically more my job, but at the same time, I mean, we both don't want to like overload them with all the horrible, awful things that can go in the world.
Jason and Christine have made other agreements too, like arranging the work schedule so that one of them is always with the kids to raise them. Jason works Friday, Saturday, Sunday, while Christine works Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Because with the sort of job Jason does, it's important to understand and accommodate to the inevitability of change. Christine says,
you definitely have to, coordinate the comings and goings of each other, and because both of us are susceptible to being called in on overtime shifts that you have no control over, you need to definitely plan for, somebody who's able to watch your kids in the middle of the night if you both get called to have to go somewhere or something. I have to be okay with the fact that he's gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, and we don't have weekends as a family like normal people do.
Still, over the years, they've discovered many hidden benefits. For example, shift work has allowed the both of them to spend a lot more time with the kids, compared to many of their friends who work from 9 to 5 p.m. In addition, since they have weekday time off, they can take Mandy and Carson to places, like hike trails or amusement parks or lakes, when they're not as crowded as compared to on the weekends. A week earlier, I'd met up with Mandy in her room. Still dressed in her warm, stretchy pajamas, Mandy was sitting on a short stool waiting for me to interview her. The light streamed through the translucent butterfly stickers that decorated her windows onto her pale face. Her lips curved into a smile upon seeing me, and we began talking. According to Alan Kirschman's book, I Love a Cop, What Police Families Need to Know, children of cops, especially teens, are caught between feelings of loyalty and pride in their parents' work and anxieties about peer rejection because of the common peer attitudes towards authority figures. This is also a common problem for children of parents in any way of the helping or service professions, such as the dilemma of the preacher's kid. However, currently, Mandy feels solely pride in her father's work.
He protects the city from danger,
she says. Does she feel any pressure?
No, not really. I feel like everyone else.
Perhaps she feels this way now because she is still so young, because her world is so simple compared to the world of adults. Christine confesses that
right now, though, everybody thinks that their dad is totally awesome because he's the policeman and he's been to their classes and people ooh and ah over him and stuff, and hopefully they don't suffer too much in high school from what we do, but for now he's still a hero.
Yeah. Rather than rejection from their peers, their parents are more concerned about their rejection of them.
It seems like with the people that we know that have older kids, they either sort of stay on the straight and narrow, or they have this sort of like extreme rebellion to their dad or mom being a cop, and they just go down the absolute worst path possible,
recalls Christine.
And a lot of it very much sort of thumbing their nose at their mom or dad, being the law.
Mandy, who sat by my side during our conversation, covered her face and giggled. I could not tell if she understood her mother's words. Afterwards, Mandy and Carson pulled me outside, where we climbed clumsily onto the trampoline. It was still early in the morning, so the sun had just started to peek through between the trees. We proceeded to play a game called Corn Kernel. Carson sat in the middle while Mandy and I began jumping, higher and higher until the whole neighborhood was in view. Giggling, we grabbed onto the nets before we lost control of our balance. The black mesh canvas under our feet tingled under the sun's growing warmth.